Hello and welcome. Today we're going to talk about something really important, independence. And you might be surprised to hear this, but we're going to talk about how the smartphone right in your pocket can be the key to keeping it. We'll look at a few simple apps that can change that phone from, a confusing gadget into your most trusted helper, right there at home.
It's a question that's on a lot of our minds, whether it's for ourselves or for someone we love. How do we hang on to that precious independence at home and do it safely and with confidence? Well, it's a totally real concern, but the good news is a big part of the solution might already be right in your hand.
Let's be honest, sometimes these devices can feel way more complicated than they're worth. But today, we're going to flip that whole idea on its head. We're going to show you how to make your phone work for you, turning it into a simple assistant for all sorts of things, from your health to just talking to the people you love. Okay, first things first, let's tackle one of the biggest daily hurdles, managing our health. I mean, getting this right is really the foundation of staying independent. And believe it or not, your phone can make it completely stress-free.
So what do we even mean by medication management? Well, it's pretty simple. It's all about solving two main problems. First, just remembering to take the right pill at the right time. And second, taking all the hassle out of getting your repeat prescriptions from the pharmacy.
And this is where technology gives you some real peace of mind. There's an app called MediSafe, and it has this brilliant feature they call a MedFriend. So here's how it works. If you happen to miss a dose, the app gives you another little nudge. But if you're busy and you miss that second reminder, it doesn't just stop there. It quietly sends an alert to a family member you've chosen, who can then just give you a quick, friendly call. It's just a simple safety net that helps everyone relax a little. So you can kind of think of this in two parts. On one hand, you've got an app like MediSafe. Its whole job is to help you remember. It's fantastic because it even shows you a picture of your pill, which is great for avoiding any mix-ups. Then on the other hand, you've got an app like HealthThera, which helps you get your medicine. It connects right to your local pharmacy, lets you order repeats with just a tap, and you can even send a quick text to the pharmacist if you have a question. No more waiting on hold. It's a game changer. So we've got health covered, but what about safety? Beyond medications, a huge concern for so many people is the fear of having a fall when you're alone. Well, here again, technology offers some incredibly smart ways to create what you could call a digital safety net. Now, this is really important. While some apps on your phone might say they can detect falls, they all run into something called the pocket problem. I mean, think about it. If you get up in the middle of the night and have a tumble, where's your phone? It's probably sitting on the bedside table, charging, completely unaware of what happened. For a phone to help, it has to be on you. And let's face it, that's just not how we live in our own home. So the much better solution is something you wear, like a smartwatch. Because it's right there on your wrist, it solves the pocket problem instantly. There are apps like My Medic Watch that use the sensors inside the watch to tell the difference between just dropping something and an actual real fall. And if it does detect a fall, it automatically alerts your family or friends. It's just a much, much more reliable safety net. Okay, so we've talked about health and safety, absolutely vital stuff. But there's something that's just as important, and that's our connection to other people. Feeling isolated is a real challenge. And this is an area where technology can be an incredible force for good, making it easier than ever to see the faces of family and friends. So what are the choices out there? Well, this little chart breaks it down. You can see there's a bit of a trade-off. Things like WhatsApp or FaceTime are free, which is great, but they're probably best for folks who are a bit more comfortable with technology. In the middle, you have something called Oscar Senior, which can simplify a tablet you already own for a small fee. And then for total simplicity, there's GrandPad, which is a rental that just takes care of absolutely everything. It really just comes down to finding the right balance of features and ease of use for you. Let's just take a closer look at GrandPad for a second, because it really is a unique, all-in-one kind of deal. It's a tablet with huge, clear buttons, so it's easy to see. And crucially, it comes with its own internet connection, so you never have to mess around with Wi-Fi passwords. But honestly, its best feature is a big help button that connects you instantly to a real, friendly person who can help you with anything, any time of day. All right, now for some of my favorite tools. These are the little helpers, the apps that can solve those small, everyday frustrations that just make life that little bit easier. Oh, we have all been there. You're trying to read that tiny print on a food package, or maybe a prescription bottle, or even a letter that came in the mail, and it's just impossible. It's so frustrating. But what if, right in that moment, you could just borrow a pair of eyes? Someone who could look through your phone's camera and simply tell you what it says. Well, that is exactly what the Be My Eyes app does.
It is an amazing service that connects you through a live video call to one of millions of volunteers all over the world. You just point your camera at whatever you need help with, and they'll read it out loud for you. And the best part, it's completely free. It's just a beautiful example of people using technology to help each other out. And you know what? You don't always need a special new device. You can actually make the phone you already have much, much simpler to use. If you have an iPhone, there's a setting called Assistive Access that transforms your screen into huge, easy-to-press buttons for just the essential apps. For Android phones, there are apps like Big Launcher that do the exact same thing. And best of all, both of them add a really clear back button so you can never get lost in confusing menus. So, wow, we've covered a lot of ground here. How do we make sense of all this? Well, the best way is to stop thinking of it as just a list of random apps and start thinking of it as building your own personal tech toolkit, one that's tailored just for you. And this is really the key takeaway. Your perfect setup probably has 4 layers. First, you've got the clinical layer for your health and medicines. Second, a safety layer, like that watch for fall detection. Third, a communication layer for staying in touch with people. And fourth, an accessibility layer, with tools like Be My Eyes to help with those daily tasks. You don't need everything, just the tools that are right for you in each of those areas. And that really brings us to the end. The technology is out there and it's simpler and more helpful than it's ever been. It's all about just taking that first step to...
Smart technology provides comfort and security for the ones you love. Exclusively from seniorsmart.homes.